All right, let's dive into one of the most incredible and yet completely invisible systems working inside you this very second. It's a non-stop, high-stakes balancing act that keeps you alive, and it all boils down to just one little number. So let me ask you a question. Forget about your heart rate, forget your blood pressure for a minute. What do you think is the single most important number that, if it shifts even a tiny bit, could cause your entire system to just fail?
The answer is 7.4. That's the ideal pH of your arterial blood. And notice, that's not a perfect 7, which is neutral. No, your body works best in a state that's just ever so slightly alkaline. And believe me, your body is in a constant battle to keep it right there.
And what's truly mind-blowing is just how narrow that safe zone is. We're talking between 7.36 and 7.44. That's it. If your blood's pH strays outside this tiny window, the proteins in your body start to literally fall apart. Your organs can't do their jobs, and things go very wrong very fast. It's a chemical tightrope walk happening every single second of your life.
So why the tightrope? Well, the heart of the problem is that our bodies are basically little acid-producing factories. Just by living, by breathing, eating, moving, we're constantly creating things that threaten to push our pH down into that dangerous, acidic zone. And here's the kicker. These acids aren't from some foreign invader. Nope, they're the totally normal byproducts of a healthy, working body. Every time your cells burn fuel, they make carbon dioxide, which turns acidic in your blood. You go for a run, you produce lactic acid. It is a relentless 24/7 assault of acid. So how on earth does the body fight back?
Well, the first line of defense is this amazing team of chemical buffers. You can think of them as the absolute first responders on the scene of a chemical emergency. They are instant and they are everywhere.
So what is a buffer, really? The absolute best way to picture it is as an acid sponge. As soon as a dangerous little hydrogen ion, the part of an acid that actually does the damage, shows up in your blood, these buffers are right there to soak it up, neutralizing the threat before it can even think about changing your pH.
Now, the most important of these in our blood is the bicarbonate system. It works like this. A dangerous hydrogen ion pops up. Immediately, a bicarbonate sponge swoops in and grabs it. And here's the really cool part. They combine to form carbonic acid, which is a super weak, basically harmless acid. The threat has been disarmed on the spot. But this creates a new little problem. What do we do with all this neutralized weak acid? And that brings us to our second line of defense, your lungs. They are the fast-acting backup crew that comes in to clean up the mess made by that first buffer system. It's actually that simple. You see, that weak carbonic acid we just made, it quickly breaks down into two things, water and carbon dioxide, CO2. So by controlling how much CO2 you breathe out, your body has a direct, real-time valve to control the acid level in your blood.
And we've all felt this. You're exercising hard, you're building up all that lactic acid, your brain has these little sensors that detect the rise in acid, and they immediately tell you to start breathing faster and deeper. You're not just gasping for more oxygen, you are actively blowing off CO2 to literally exhale acid from your body and keep that pH perfectly in the safe zone.
Okay, but the buffers and the lungs, they're kind of like temporary fixes. For the real, long-term, powerful control, we have to turn to the third and final system. The kidneys. These guys are the ultimate methodical guardians of our internal balance.
And the kidneys plan is just genius. They don't just neutralize acid, they physically remove it from the body for good by dumping those hydrogen ions into your urine. But that's not all. At the same time, they work to pull back and even create new bicarbonate sponges, basically restocking the shells for your body's first line of defense. They are the only system that can truly, permanently get rid of the acid.
And this is where you can see the whole beautiful strategy come together. First, you've got the chemical buffers. They are lightning fast, but they have a limited capacity. They can get overwhelmed. Then you have the lungs, which kick in within minutes and have some decent power. And finally, you have the kidneys. Yeah, they're slow, taking hours or even days to make a big difference, but their power to correct an imbalance is immense, almost unlimited.
So what happens when this incredible, multi-layered defense system gets overwhelmed or, just breaks down? Well, that's when we get into a state of real trouble.
There are basically two ways things can go wrong. Acidosis is when your blood pH drops below 7.36. It's become dangerously acidic. And the opposite of that is alkalosis, where the pH climbs above 7.44, meaning it's too basic or alkaline. And trust me, both are really bad news for your body. We can even break these problems down based on where they started. If the problem is with the lungs, say you're not breathing enough and you're holding on to too much CO2, that's called respiratory acidosis. On the flip side, if you're hyperventilating and blowing off too much CO2, that's respiratory alkalosis. Now, if the problem comes from anywhere else, like kidney failure or some other metabolic issue, we just call it metabolic acidosis or alkalosis. It's how doctors can pinpoint exactly where the balancing act is failing.
I mean, when you really step back and look at the whole picture, this entire acid-base regulation system is one of the true unsung heroes of the human body. It's just working silently and perfectly every single moment to keep us alive. So, if you remember one thing, let it be this elegant, three-tiered defense. You've got the instant sponges, the chemical buffers that give you immediate protection. You have the rapid response of your lungs, breathing out acid as CO2. And you have the ultimate control of your kidneys, which slowly but surely get rid of acid for good and restore balance. It's a perfect system.
And just think about it. This entire incredible balancing act, the sponges, the breathing changes, the kidney filters, it is all happening on autopilot inside you right now. It really makes you wonder, doesn't it? What other secret amazing systems are working tirelessly just to keep you going?